Hello, I'm Michelle Carter, Director of the Aram Public Library. Today we'll be sharing our story with you, where we've been, what we've been doing, and where we're going. The original Aram Public Library was completed in 1908 and held an approximate collection of 2,200 books in a space of 5,024 square feet. In 1991, the building was expanded to 12,112 square feet and included an elevator, a separate children's room, meeting area, modern restrooms, and a pay telephone. In November 2018, a needs assessment study was completed. This study demonstrated that the Aram Public Library is overcrowded and that our requests for services can't be provided due to a lack of space. To put this in perspective, in the first 6 months of 2019, the library could accommodate only 52 of the 231 requests. Since 1999, children and adult programming has grown from about 85 programs to 368 programs per year. Print book volume has nearly doubled from 34,000 to 57,000 items, and audio, music, and video DVDs and CD collections have increased from 1,800 items to over 15,000. Modern-day libraries are more relevant than ever because they serve the community as a hub.
Hi, I'm Catherine Schuffs, Youth Services Librarian and Assistant Director here at Aram Public Library. The library has been providing amazing resources, materials, and programs for many, many, many years, and every year things have been growing and expanding. We have a larger collection. We have more resources, both print and digital. We have an amazing, robust programming offering for all ages. Unfortunately, the only thing that is not expanding to meet the needs of our community and the library is the actual physical space. During the summer, we hold all of our programs outside under a tent on gravel. It is not an ideal condition. Plus, it also provides a bit of a safety issue because it's dirt and rocks, and kids love to dig in dirt and rocks. It also creates not the best experience for some of our performers, as the stages are not always level because of the uneven terrain, so that's a problem. And when it rains, we have to move inside even despite the tent because it becomes a muddy mess. Now, the staff has been fantastic about letting me take over the entirety of the adult services section, and I've brought in lots of really random programs, super fun, super well attended, 100+ people in attendance, but we're in there doing karate, and we have live animals and bubbles and Legos. And not only is it loud, it sort of takes over the adult services area, but it also still isn't adequate size-wise. 75 to 150 people. I think one program we even had over 200 people, and we had to figure out a way to fit them into the one open space upstairs in the adult services section. We made it work, but it was tight and probably not exactly up to code. In order to continue providing these services and more to our community and to our patrons, it would be immensely beneficial to have an expansion. We need more space. Libraries do so much more than just offer books and materials. They're places for people to study and to learn and to explore, and we need the space to be able to do that for them.
Not only is the Aram Public Library maxed out of space, but areas of our building are literally falling apart. The pandemic has made our role as a community connector even more important. When the pandemic hit, we didn't skip a beat and started providing services and programming that reached our community and connected us all together. We began new services like curbside pickup and created a strong virtual programming repertoire. In our virtual programming, we included items like silly stories in ASL, storytime in Espanol, and bedtime stories, and cooking shows. Not only did we offer virtual programming for all ages, we also reached out to local businesses, and they featured their own story times as well. Beyond Delavan's borders, in the summer of 2020, Aram Public Library was one of the selected participants in Libraries Lead with Digital Skills, an initiative of the American Library Association and the Public Library Association, sponsored by Grow with Google, the tech company's economic opportunity initiative. The funds were used to purchase laptops and offer job-seeking workshops to the community, both virtually and face-to-face. Transforming our library. 21st century libraries offer expanded space, quiet and collaborative areas, meeting room and public areas that are flexible with furniture and walls, maker labs, study rooms, teen centers, and so much more. Libraries have become third place outside of the home, work, or school. The new Milton Public Library, once renovation was completed, circulation increased by 43%, and new programming in the new space has brought even more people to the city of Milton and the library, increasing community and city exposure.
Hello, I'm Wayne Osborne. I am president of the Delavan Aram Public Library Foundation. Our job is to raise funds to support the library, particularly big projects. And we're in the midst of a big project right now. We are planning an expansion of the library. This has been underway for a number of years, at least a decade, but we're finally ready to just move forward. The city has grown and libraries are changing, and we have to adapt to the times. We've outgrown our space, and we had a consultant firm come in and confirm that by doing a survey of community members. Not only that, we've had preliminary designs which were well received by the community of what a new library would look like, and people are fairly excited about what we have seen. All right, a little history. This project has been ongoing for at least 10 years. The first thing we recognize is that the library is an old library, and even though we have a new addition, part of the building dates to the early 1900s. There are things that are falling apart. We found that there were things that were actually deteriorating that had to be replaced. We've a new telephone system, a security system, repairing some of the damaged brickwork and damaged walls. We replaced the flag out front so that it could be lit appropriately. And it was important to address a number of safety matters. For example, the original railing we had allowed small children to potentially fall through from our upper level to our lower level. And that, of course, had to be replaced. A number of aesthetics things and necessary things for safety have been incorporated during that time. I think we've done what we can with the existing building.
I'm Ellie DeBow. I am the current president of the Board of Trustees of the Aram Public Library. I was going to talk a little bit about our process that we've gone through in trying to determine the needs of the community and the plan that we have for the new library. We did have quite a bit of public outreach and got some different information from the public about what they've been looking for. One thing that we don't currently have that we do have a great need for is more programming space and meeting space. Put this in perspective, for the first half of 2019, we had almost 500 requests for our meeting room, and we were able to accommodate less than 100 of those. We also have requests for small meeting rooms or studying and tutoring rooms, which we do not have at this time. We also have a need for our facility to be accessible to all patrons, ADA compliant, so we have issues with that as well. We're also hoping to have more space for our children. When we get requests that we can't accommodate, we are losing people to other communities. We went through a competitive process to choose an architect. We had several architects bid, and we selected FEH. They came up to Delavan and spent a day in our library with members of the community coming in and looking at a variety of different plans, offering suggestions, giving their input about what direction they'd like the drawings to go. The plan that the public showed the most interest in and that the board then selected to move ahead with is one that has all the library functions located on one contiguous floor level. There will be two entrance locations, one on 4th Street and one directly from the parking lot. It's going to be similar in style to the old historic building, but with updates.
In January 2020, McDonald Schaefer completed a feasibility study which focused on 4 areas: project support, leadership, donors, and organizational fundraising. The study showed that 94% of the feasibility study participants were in favor of the project, a huge and fabulous number for our community, and that key players both at the city, the library, and the foundation level were all committed to the project. The feasibility study tested a community fundraising goal of $3.5 million to partially fund the expansion and renovation. McDonald Schaefer conducted 32 interviews, and interviewees included community leaders, business leaders, board members, patrons past and present, volunteers, and donors. The project confirmed that the library is a community hub and brings people together, that we have outstanding programs, we have an accessible downtown location, a diverse selection of books and materials, and we are focused on all ages. The challenges of our current facility is that it's outdated, overcrowded, and as you've seen before, the building is in poor shape. We have a lack of space for meetings and programs, and we also need to increase awareness of our overall usage, programs, and outreach. As shared, 94% of the feasibility respondents were in favor of the project. While a $3.5 million goal for the community fundraising was tested, there was a lack of potential lead gift prospects, and the recommended goal is $183,000 to $300,000. The project is completed in the city's capital plan for design in 2023 and construction in 2024. What is the next step for our 21st century library? We now need to finalize project plans and timeline. The City of Delavan continues to grow and change, bringing in new and familiar faces. And Aram Public Library, as a cornerstone of the community, needs to continue to change and evolve to meet these new needs of our city and residents. This renovation remodel will allow the library to continue to offer what makes us great: programming, materials of all formats, and fabulous customer service. As a pillar in the community, patrons share how the library is part of their lives and their family, certainly through literacy, but in other services and lifelong learning opportunities too. A new library will drive new economic activity in the heart of Delavan, increase engagement and safety for our youth in offering dedicated spaces for children and teens, enhance our community's connections to employment, supporting a growing remote workforce and improving access to online and digital resources, and draw both new residents, individuals, families, and retirees to our community, and support our current residents and families and individuals. Join us as we take the next steps towards building a 21st century library in the city of Delavan.